I've got way too much stuff to do today, and I'm also in the middle of trading. I was down almost $1,500 at one point today. I bought back those 501 calls right at the open and just hung out. And we were up as much as 500. I'm looking to sell these before the end of the day, the 500 calls. I don't want to get exercise 400 shares and then have this mess to deal with the next day where I can't buy anything. So I need to close out of these April 25th, and I'm looking to do that right before the close. My sense is that we're probably going to 506, and the reason being, I should have positioned myself better for this drop because I saw that drop. I just, I had a real strong feeling I was wrong, but I'm trying not to doubt myself. For the most part, that works, right? But in any case, we had the sun card here that was nullified, right, on the 23rd. The high was right here and it was nullified. My sense is that the sun card here brings us back to that price level. I think I'll probably break 7K today. So this looks like a loss, right? But it's not a loss because I sold these 501s against it and I bought them back for like 300 bucks. See, I took a $1,600 gain when I bought them back, which far outweighs the $829 gain. So it's interesting. The numbers don't always reflect the way things go. But with that said, I also have these long-term 500 calls which I'm holding on to, and tomorrow, I think probably in the morning, I'm gonna do something with these puts and protect the calls. You're a good boy, Hermes. Look how fluffy he is. You're a fluff, you know? You're a fluff. So right now what we're doing is like this establishment of support here. But this Herkimer diamond usually indicates a pretty strong move towards the diamond. I don't know. I think I might exit out here. This is probably a safe place to do so, because it could be that these moves to the upside take place overnight, and I've got the expiring today. So let me see. Keeps telling me not to sell them yet. And see, what's interesting, the reason why I felt pretty strongly we were going to come back down to these lows as well is that we have the Princess of Swords here, right? Indicating that we return to the price level of the lows here from the 23rd. Right, which was roughly right here. So we came down to them and just a little bit past them, returning to the same price level here at the low. And there's that Princess of Swords again. I wonder if it's the same price level one more time. You wanna come down here, buddy? You want to go down? So indecisive, Hermes. So I think I mentioned, if you're just hopping on, I'm not going to stay on very long. Between the trading, May deadlines, some other things, there's way too much for me to handle and trade correctly. So adding in a bunch of questions from people, not a good idea right now. Pretty solid stuff thus far. So originally I was planning to sell at 504. It's interesting that it stopped right before 504, but every time I've queried the guides, the cards are coming back as a no, don't sell yet, don't sell yet. Which is really the only reason why I haven't sold yet. And I might just do it anyways, depends. I think we're going higher. What another thing to point out, I mean, you can utilize this stone, the Circummer diamond, as a trade opportunity, but it's not always pretty definitive. There's no real trade advisement here indicating that this is probably a significantly higher price level here in the morning. But based on where we are right now, my sense is that we probably don't see a high on Friday. We do, however, probably see a lowest low at the end of the day or on Monday. It actually looks like we see it on both days. And I'm pretty sure that this is incorrect. This should be to the downside. Am I correct in that statement? Yeah. right? So what we're doing right here, another thing that the Emperor card often indicates. So it can indicate a support that's important on like a like a time frame greater, like one time frame greater than the time frame of the reading. So what I mean by that is if it's a daily reading, then it's important on a 1 month scale. If it's a monthly reading, it's important on a 1 year scale. If it's a 1 year reading, it's important on a multi-year scale, right? That's one of the ways you can read it. And then another option is that it's establishing a support level in which you can rely upon, a sound foundation of support. And I think that's probably what we're seeing taking place here. And we should have a notable move off of that. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. Another big move back to those highs. Let's see Bitcoin though. I'm going to check out Bitcoin and then I'll probably roll. Hmm. Yeah, so it looks like we go lower tomorrow. Yeah, we come down to probably this price level here, 61.28. Might even go lower than that on the 29th, it looks like. Hmm. All right, I'm going to pop out of these here. We probably go higher, but I don't want to risk it. I'm going to take that profit and run. Boom. I was down almost $1,500 at one point today. I'm so proud of myself for keeping it cool. I think there's probably a little bit of a dip in here before a big move to the upside at the very end of the day to a new high. I'm thinking probably 506, but my options April expired today. Super risky to hold them like into expiration. Because like, what if you get, we go deep the other direction? Like right now, what if we drop sharply before this big move to the upside, and I hadn't sold? Mentally, would I be prepared to hold on until the last minute of the day, or I'm gonna sell at a loss, just in case it goes down more? So you have to think like 3 steps ahead of yourself, right? Not just what to do next, but how you would react if things went this way as a result, and if things went this way as a result. If then statements, basically. I think I was probably, um, it'll be like a full retracement tomorrow, probably off of a high right here in the morning. But by the morning tomorrow, I want to be short again, going into Monday morning. Right now, I want to be long, even though we're probably taking a little bit of a dip here. Like I said, this is a 1 minute chart. Keep in mind. So on a 5 minute chart, it still looks pretty bullish, but we have to take this dip first, and that's why I sold, because I don't want to get scared out in the midst of this dip, because I was greedy and wanted to hold on for another couple of dollars. I was down 1,500 today. I took almost a $500 gain just now. So like, ba-boom. Who gives a crap if it goes higher? Your puts expire tomorrow, April? If your puts expire tomorrow, I would probably roll. I would probably roll into an expiration on like Wednesday or something, and capture the drop on those puts over the weekend. But don't make them expire the day that you plan to exit, because that's just an awful place to be. You don't want to do that, trust me. Yeah, if they expire tomorrow, roll them into Wednesday if you can do that. But you always want to make sure they're in the money whenever possible, by the way, if you're doing options, right? I'll tell you, the difference is night and day between making money and losing money. Utilizing this system to trade using out of the money options versus in the money options, the results are like completely opposite poles of the spectrum. So don't do out of the money options. They're really, really tempting. They're a trap. 90% of the time, they're just a money pit. Don't do it. Because why I say this is because so that you understand, we're predicting behavior, direction, highs and lows relative to each other. We're not predicting price points. If you're out of the money and you're too far out of the money, you could be right about the move and be positioned for a move in your direction, but because you're out of the money, you won't be able to capture the gain. You'll still continue to reduce the time value will deplete the value of your option as long as it's out of the money, and the longer it's out of the money, the cheaper it will get. Doesn't matter so much if there's a move in its favor. Might momentarily, but for the most part, you end up losing money when you try to trade out of the money options. Yeah, I'm glad you figured that out, April. Slow and steady wins the race. It took me a long time to figure that out because I'm super stubborn when it comes to like, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna work. I'm gonna make this work, you know? At least I used to be super stubborn. I think I'm better about it now. Yeah, so this is really setting up right now like we're in the midst of this completion card. And this should turn into another big move to the upside into a high at the close. I still have long positions, just to be clear. I've got these two 500s. Man, I'm kicking myself for not buying another one. But it was really just, I had too much on the fence. If we continue to go lower, it would have been bad to have bought another one. So I steered clear of it. Would have been nice to have, though. Yeah, I guess. I guess it's a Cancer thing. I think more so a Taurus thing though. That's like when I think of stubbornness, I think of Taurus. But a Cancer can be that way, sure. So basically, the way that I did this, I ended up making just under $800 between yesterday and today on that trade. You see how that worked? I think there's probably a pretty good move to the upside overnight here, especially if we don't see a big move at the end of the day. See, this is exactly why I sold, because I wasn't sure how far down we were going to go here, and it would have been really unwise not to take that gain, knowing that there's a turnover here before this move to the upside. That could have easily scared me out of the position. It probably would have, knowing myself, because what you have to understand is they're same day expiration options. That's why you never want to get the expiration for the day that you want to exit the options, because the volatility and the stress level that you'll have to deal with to exit properly in a lot of cases, it's not realistic. Like, you'll end up fumbling just because of the stress level of that day. I would. I did pretty well today, but it could have. You know how many times I thought about closing out down here to cap off my gain or cap off my loss? I was down almost $1,500 at one point. Because yesterday, I don't know why I didn't position myself, because I saw this drop here. I sort of positioned myself. I did with these calls, but I would have liked to have positioned myself better with some puts. And tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these 508s into 510s, take the profit here, roll them into 510s, and then when we drop to the downside, these should be pretty solid. Why do I have them for May 10th, though? In case I was wrong, right? I have them expiring out here because if I'm wrong, I might be able to capture another opportunity to exit on them here. All right, so just to recap, and then I'm gonna roll. Got so much stuff I gotta get done, guys, and I can't trade properly, answer a bunch of questions, and do all that stuff. It's just too much. I have to be realistic. So where I'm at right now, if we have a big move at the close here, as expected, I think we're probably going lower before we go higher here, though. I have a feeling. Let me see. Actually. So far, that's selling point's looking real solid. Yeah, I think we have more downside before upside. So that was the other thing, is that this big move at the end of the day, sometimes these cards end up happening overnight rather than within trading time. And I didn't want to risk that happening, right? Like, I could have forgone this opportunity here, watched my profits evaporate again, and then they would have expired worthless because we didn't see this move until after the close. They expire at the end of the day, you know. So it was a really solid place for me to exit, I think. Even though I think we probably go to 506, or that it might be that we go to 506 tomorrow. If we have a big move at the end of the day, we probably go to 506 today. I think we probably see 506 seems to be kind of like the price, roughly the price level where we'll turn around and head south again. Now remember, don't trade price levels, guys. Just use it as a guesstimation of price range. Do not trade exit and entry points based on price levels. You'll regret it. It's the complete opposite of trading technical analysis. Technical analysis, you're trading with the X. So meta-analysis, you're trading with the Y and the X, but really it's the Y component that makes it SO meta-analysis. You have to trade it completely differently. Some people get it right away, some people it takes a little time. It took me a hell of a long time to figure out how to trade this information, guys. I mean, years. I was right so many times and lost money anyways. You know what kind of fun, like, frustration that brings? Like, oh yeah, where's the money? Like, everybody wants to see money, and you're right, but you still suck at trading at that time, so you have no proof of it, you know? So that was the story of my life for so long. But I had no mentor, you know? People think when I tell them, you know, what I do, they think I have, like, it's like everybody else. You have, like, this mentor, you learn how to do it, it must be BS. No. Like, it took me my whole life to figure it out. I didn't start making money day one. Like, that's just an ignorant assumption on anyone's part. Alright, guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my long position into tomorrow. I'll open up a short position, a partial short here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll flip these 508s to 510 puts and have a vertical spread. Maybe I should do it now, though. I do it today, but not right now. So at some point, I'm going to roll these 508s into 510 puts. And then I'll probably tomorrow protect these calls in the morning by selling against them. These calls are like the end stage of retrograde strategy. Alright guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching, and as always, make sure to follow that Rule of Karma channel. Definitely needs support, so make sure to follow through. That allows us to continue putting out as much content as we do and building the team that we need to build. There's a coupon code. Custom, this gives you 50% off custom monthlies expires at the end of the month. You can only get this. You can't navigate to this special offer on the website. You have to use this coupon code right here, custom 50982. And the days to, we're basically, the earliest monthly you can order at this point is going to be July. But these things fill up, just so you guys are aware. These months fill up. It's not like I'll do an unlimited number for 1 month. After a few have been done for that month, it's capped off. We move to the next one.